Okay, so I recently just picked up the new Fairlady Z, and I thought the most perfect place for me to visit is a shop that I've shot at so many times for speed hunters. I also did a documentary for Discovery and came here and featured that shop, and that is TA Auto, who is a Fairlady and GTR restorer. We're talking about the older cars, obviously, so the S30 and the KPGC 10 and 110 Skyline GTRs. And I thought, you know, with the new Z, it would be the perfect kind of car to bring here and meet Ando-san, who is probably one of the most charismatic restorers and just car guys that I've met here in Japan. So again, like most of the shops that I've covered so far here in Japan, you probably noticed that they're all in the middle of, like, you know, regular residential areas, and TA Auto is no different. Being Chiba countryside, it's definitely more quiet than, you know, Tokyo or Yokohama, but it's just a vibe. I mean, everywhere you look, there's just parts being either thrown away or stored. We've got some old school bucket seat here, melting and dying away. And this is the converted barn that houses all the shutters, the paint booth, and all the rest of the shop. So he's kind of added to the shop over the years. When I first came here, most of this construction wasn't even converted yet. So he's, like I said, he's got a lot of demand, and he takes his time. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the coolest places that I really love to come to. And mainly just to chill, because you know, you go into his little shop, and as we'll take a quick look soon, you can see it's just filled with memorabilia, old books and magazines from back in the day, catalogs, so you can see what these cars used to cost and how the prices have gone up. And actually, you know, just go in there and take a look. Like I said, a ton of old magazines, photo albums. He keeps all the restorations are documented. And he usually doubles up, so he keeps one for himself and then gives the other to customers and clients. So, you know, this kind of stuff. Old race Hakosuka S20 engine. Everything is documented. And this is what customers, you know, really like to see. A guy not only takes his time but has the knowledge, but, you know, documents his stuff. Nothing is hidden. You know, you're getting quality. And it's all done very, very well. So he's a master fabricator, a true artisan. You got the Nismo N Blood magazine. I can't believe they still make these. This is actually from this year. And this is how you buy cigarettes in Japan. Winston's. Might as well get a twin pack. Of course, this is a small chill-out table, and behind it, a ton of parts. Look at this. So this is the ignition wiring for a 432 or a GTR race car. 50,000 yen. If you buy this from another country, you can probably add a zero to it, the way prices are going. So that's another thing about Ando-san. He's actually very, very honest when it comes to, like, pricing his work, which is probably why he, you know, he's never really expanded and done things bigger, because he's, you know, he has an old school mentality and he likes to do things the old way. So I really appreciate that, and I'm sure a lot of his old customers really appreciate that too. Another S30Z waiting to be restored. So I'm not sure if you guys understand just how much of a value this engine might have. This is, of course, the S20, completely original, fully overhauled, so ready to be dropped into a Hakosuka. So it still has the Mikuni Solix carbs. It's as stock. So while these engines probably sell for you know, over 10 million yen, so close to 100 grand US, the actual overall, the rebuild costs about 10 to 15 grand. So not so bad, of course, because it's running stock components, OEM stuff. So. Then there's another S30 waiting for a restoration. I mean, the craziest thing is last time I saw this car, it was sitting in his garden and it was literally melting. Like this whole front section was just half gone. And you know, he's obviously stocked up on parts to kind of bring that chassis back, and all the welding, and wow, it's just an amazing amount of work that has gone into it. And he's transformed it back into a real car. Got some cool manifolds here. S20 grills, rear quarter panels. One big surprise for me today is that there's actually a non-Nissan car here, which is pretty rare. This is a customer kind of track car that he's been asked to redo. So the body and chassis is going to get restored. This is a 1954 Alfa Romeo Bertone GT 1300 Sprint. Not the most valuable of classic Alfa Romeos, but something quite special. And here's the 1.3 twin cam. And yeah, like I said, this guy's built it into a track car. He's got the racing bucket seat. He's got the Takata belts. He's got the race steering wheel, and he's even done a roll cage. And as you can see here, Carrozzeria Bertone. So basically, you know, back in the 50s in Italy, you could buy a base car and ask one of the many coach builders, Bertone, Zagato, Touring, Superleggera, so many coach workers that used to custom create either in small batches or bespoke one-offs for obviously the richer clients, and create cars like this. And if you look here, old Alfa Romeo badge and the Sprint logo. Okay, so he's gonna try and get the R, or rather the 432R started. He says he hasn't turned the engine on in 6 months. Possibly a good chance it's not gonna happen, but if it does, you guys have to hear this engine. It's very special. I actually took this car out on Sodegara, which is not too far from here, about 10 years ago when we were doing the Discovery documentary. And yeah, this car has so much character. Let's see if we can get it up and running. Oh, look at that. Cam cover. So this is the racing version of the cam covers. So the takoashi, the octopus legs as they call them here in Japan, but the headers are R Factory, Tochigi shop. So this car is actually signed by the works driver. Ah, いた。そうですね。あの人が当時日産のワークスのドライバー。We're getting close. Let's see if we can do this. Yes. Hell yes. I love how there's no seat inside. It's just squatting down. Listen to this. Oh man, music. Okay, so basically the lowdown on this engine is that being the race car replica based on the 432, Ando-san wanted more power, so he stroked the engine with a 2.2 bottom end conversion. So it's got forged pistons, rods, and a fully balanced crankshaft. He's got race cams and the Nismo version of the Solex carburetors. The stock engine used to put out 160 horsepower in the road cars. This is actually bench tested on bench dyno, and they measured about 280 PS, so around 270 horsepower. You know, for a car that weighs probably 800 kilos, you can imagine what kind of fun that is on track. So it's all about response, and with the extra capacity, you do get a bigger, fatter torque curve in the middle of the rev range. It basically, for safety, it's been kept at 8,000 RPM. It revs out to 8.5, but there's no real benefit going that high. So most of the power is developed around 8,000. So that's your shift point, and it sounds glorious when it revs. All right, so go for more. Yeah, it's a bike engine basically. It's insane. So let's take a look inside. Of course, the seats are missing, but you get the gist of it. It's basically an S30 inside, and he's added a roll cage for extra rigidity. Of course, these shells are very weak by today's standards. I really have to take a few seconds sometimes to just realize the situation that I'm sometimes finding myself in. So here I am, rocking up with the brand new Fairlady Z, and I come to visit Ando-san, and he turns this beast on, like possibly the most coolest version of the S30 ever made. It's amazing. I'm hoping this comes through in the video. This is what I live for. So another cool fact about this engine is that since he kind of finished building the car and had the engine restored about 10, 11 years ago, he's not even reached 3,000 kilometers. So it's basically still being run in. I mean, 3,000 kilometers in 10 years. Absolutely insane. Okay, so after hearing this wonderful race version of the 432Z, I think it's the perfect time to end this video. Again, this is just an example of what you can get up to in Japan if you're into cars, and today having the new Z and taking it for a drive out here in the countryside, it's been an extra special kind of visit for me. I haven't been here in years, so it was really cool to kind of chat to Ando-san a little bit and just to see this car again. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and check back soon for more.